Hi folks, Exeter Rider, thanks for joining me once again. Now this week is one of those icons once again, and it's the BMW GS R1250. Now before we get going, let's have a quick look around the bike. Now this, again, with the BMW thing, there's so much to learn, and I've only got the bike for a certain amount of time, so I won't be able to go into it too deeply because it is quite involved. But so this is going to be in a nutshell type of review, really. Now this is the rally bike, and it's got the TE spec, I do believe, and we also have the engine crash bars and this Akrapovic exhaust. BMW calipers on the front, twin disc obviously, and the famous Telelever suspension on the front. The suspension on this bike is absolutely superb. It does have dynamic ESA as well, so the electronic stability settings, the suspension. I'm sure it goes without saying that going through the country lanes and that is actually surprisingly good fun with this. Although it's a really heavy bike, I just can't get over how manoeuvrable this bike is. As I said earlier, I have been on the GSA before and I felt that was quite high up for me, whereas this one is much more manageable. And it's just, you know, for a heavy bike, it's just so easy to manoeuvre. I just can't believe how easy it is. Even at slow speed, doing U-turns and things like that, because of the power lever suspension, it really comes into its own when you're doing tight turns, because you don't get that dive. If you put a bit of front brake on, or you know, hold it steady with a rear brake, it just holds itself up. It is amazing. I really get what people see in these bikes. I do understand it. Now we got I think it's a 20 litre tank on this one, so that's going to give you quite a decent range. Yeah, compared to your average bike, it takes a bit of recalibrating, because it handles so well that what would normally happen on a conventional suspension bike doesn't seem to happen on this one. You know, like when you go around the corner, that again, it just holds itself tight and steady. It's brilliant. It's immensely good, this bike. I think we all know that anyway, but I'm just elaborating that it is bloody brilliant. Even better with a decent exhaust. Thank you. Oh, nice try. The clutch is nice and light, braking is perfect, not too harsh and not too steady. Going over bumps is actually a joy on this bike. I'm in road setting at the moment, so I might change that in a minute to dynamic. And to be honest, I just want to enjoy this bike. I don't really want to get bogged down with walk rounds and stuff like that, because I just don't. Although you're riding the bike, you're not enjoying it. It's more like work. Got to find my way out of here now. I've also got the sat nav here. This is the Nav 6, which is controllable by the old spinny wheel here. Right, so what we'll do is we'll change that mode, road dynamic. See what that does, and then suspension. Oh, we'll be in dynamic automatically as well. Again, there's so much to learn about this bike. It's endless, really. Oh, that feels a different bike already. That's stiffened right up on the suspension. Cool. Wow. I thought it was quick before. This is insane. I'm very conscious that I'm sat on £18,000 here, so I don't want to overcook it on roads that I don't know. Don't even know where I'm going, let alone roads I don't know. Get out of it, bird. so where am I here then? Oh, come out here. No, hang on a minute, where am I? Okay. Yeah, so in dynamic it's stiffened up a lot. Cool. Up goes the front. That was easy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It just everything about this bike is just blinking brilliant. It really is. So now we're in town. We'll see what it's like around there. Filtering. It's obviously quite a big bike, but the handlebars are really high up, so that's pretty good. And again, it's just so easy to handle. I personally still say that the reason it's so good to handle, I think 60% of it is probably that Telelever suspension on the front. It's really, really excellent. You know, not only for slow speed control, but for, you know, off-road. You still get a bit of feedback through the suspension, not a lot, but you get something back. You know, you have to bear in mind that it has got wide bars as well. The seat is still comfortable after a couple hours. You know, having the bike long term, maybe I'd find more. But, you know, overall, as you can tell, I'm really enjoying this bike. Yeah, it's just instantly above the speed limit. Set the speed. Holding at 67. Cruise control, you cannot beat cruise control. That's one of the biggest tick boxes for me on buying a bike of this nature. If you haven't got cruise control, then it's a bit of a deal breaker for me, actually. Now, for those of you who think 18 grand is a lot for a bike, so do I. But if you try one of these, you'll see exactly why it's 18 grand. Sixth gear, 70 miles an hour, 4,000 revs. Even though I've got a headwind, this engine is just munching up these miles. Okay, so let's quickly walk around the bike. This is a 2022 model TE spec. Chucks out 136 horsepower at 7,750 RPM, and there is a huge amount of torque available down low as well. So, you know, whether you're going around town or going off-road, which these bikes are great at as well, that you're always going to have power no matter when you demand it. I think it's just an absolutely brilliant bike all round, whether it's the handling, which has blown me away, slow speed maneuvers, doing U-turns. It just does it every single time without complaining, without making you feel a bit wobbly. It's in that respect, it's an easy bike to ride. The boxer engine is down low. Again, the way these boxer engines deliver their power is you know, is really nice, you know. And of course we've got the shift cam as well on this one, so you'll reach a certain RPM and the valves will move over and it basically turns into a sport bike. Again, it's very, very fast. You can easily get up to 100 in no time at all. The prices start around 18,000. This one here is around the 20,000 mark because we've got the added engine bars, the dynamic pack and the comfort pack. So it's endless what you can have. Sat on the bike at 5'8" with a 30-inch inside leg measurement. It's surprisingly easy to get off the stand because the weight is all down low. It encourages the bike to tip up into a neutral position. So that's quite nice actually. You don't feel like you're humping a big bike around. This is a standard seat height on its lowest setting. So there's two settings which basically moves up and down on a cam. Like I say, I've got a 30-inch inside leg measurement. The seat is fairly narrow, so it's quite easy to get your feet straight down onto the floor. onto the road. Stood up on the pegs, again, it's designed for this type of work, and it's very nice. It's quite comfortable, actually, believe it or not, actually stood up on the pegs. Okay, on the left bar we have the cruise control, set, resume, on and off, hazards, lights, a pass, high beam, low beam on the front of here, an adjustable clutch lever, as we have got an adjustable right hand brake lever as well, menu button, spin wheel, suspension settings and horn. Okay, so right bar is the front brake, heated grips, mode selector, start button and the SOS feature underneath. Fit and finish, obviously it's BMW, it is fantastic, it is superb. I don't see any issues there. I have got one of my YouTuber friends who owns one of these. I'll put a link up here now to his channel. He's done an in-depth view on his bike, and he goes into the electronics a little bit more. You're all good, mate. That could be for the outtakes. Quick shifter and blipper up and down, again, it's very, very nice. It will do it at any speed, it never complains about that. It's not like you have to be at high revs all the time. Cruise control, superb. The immense amount of power that you get from those Boxer 1250 shift can engine is endless. The mode selection is really good, whether it's you're in road or dynamic. They all do different things. So you buy in, almost feels like you're buying 4 different bikes with the 4 different modes that you can get on this bike. Seat comfort is good on this short ride. I don't know what it would be like all day, it's hard to tell, but I am very comfortable at the moment. And also the pillion riding capacity would be good as well. I think this is a great bike for pillion carrying, and obviously you've got all the power there as well. You can get loads of storage capacity as well as an extra, you know, whether that's panniers or top box or whatever. There's lots of different options there. Cruise control is good as well on this bike. I think it really makes it a touring bike. Screen is good, mirrors are good, switch gears all great. I personally need to learn a bit more about the electronic side, because that's a bit beyond me at the moment, so I need to have some time with a bike like this to be able to understand it and take you through it properly. But again, there's plenty of videos out there that will take you through that a bit more than what I can. I mean, you're looking between an 18 and 25 grand for, you know, a decent bike like this. This particular one with the TE spec and the crash bars, the comfort pack and the dynamic pack is heading to around 20 grand, somewhere around there. So it's a lot of money. I've always looked at GS's, you know, as being a premium bike, and at the end of the day, there's nothing you can pin against it that isn't premium. To my eyes, and the way it rides. The way it rides is absolutely perfection. It is really, really good. I know people bang on about GS's all the time. If you haven't tried one, then do try one. It's one of those things that if you're a biker, you need to try a 1250 GS just to understand how it handles. So yeah, would I get one of these one day? Yeah, high chance of it. I'd certainly like to have one just for doing longer distance miles. And yeah, just doing a bit of touring really. I think it'd be a real pleasure, and it would really make you want to tour on this bike, go on camping holidays. I hate camping, but I do camping on this bike any day. And yeah, just see the world, see the country, and see different places. Would it be good as an only bike? Definitely yes. It is, you know, to be real about it, it is quite a lump to sort of, I mean, it's easy to push around, but you do still feel it's heavy. So that's just something to take into account. But overall, you know, I'd really like to own one of these. I think they're really good bikes.
Well, I just want to say a quick thank you to BMW down in Plymouth, Ocean BMW. Sounds great, that Akrapovic exhaust. Great bike. Look forward to trying another. And I guess I'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. Thanks for watching. If you haven't been down to Plymouth BMW before, do try the get down there, because it is a superb shop. It really is. Really nice bikes down there, such as this demo here. They've got about 6 demos at the moment, so they're pretty well stocked.
If you haven't been on a BMW before, then they do ride totally different to any of the other brands. You know, they got their own unique entity, so to speak. So it's always worth trying a Boxer engine. I tried my first one back in 2018, I think, and it's strange really. I just woke up one morning and thought, I really want to own a BMW Boxer engine. Next minute I bought a R850. The intention being really was just to try it and see if I liked it, whereas in fact it's, for me, one of the best bikes I've ever owned. Probably is the best bike actually. I'd love to get one of these long term and do a bit more with BMW, being a BMW fan, so hopefully maybe one day I might be able to get a long termer or something and do a proper job on it. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you same time next week. Cheers.